Hello friends, this is Shiva Shankar again from Safety Hunt. I am working as an HSE engineer in an oil and gas field in Abu Dhabi. So this video is about COVID-19 and the precautionary measures which we have to take somewhat. And a lot of my friends have been asking me about this COVID-19, especially I went through the internet a lot. We got informations like how we can protect ourselves or outside the world. When we go to the market, we will have plenty of safety measures, but I never found anything about what we have to do in industrial site. When we go to industries after the lockdown, we have to go to the industry again, and yet there is no vaccine developed so far. So we have to do some safety measures to safeguard our employees and ourselves first of all. So I think this video might explain you the things about what safety measures should be implemented in company time, job time, so that we will be safe. So I came across many sites like WHO, CDC and all. They have given some valuable information. So if we go through it, you will probably get this information from that. So let me point out something which might be useful to you very much. So first of all, if the job is very critical and very essential, so at that time only the job should be started. Not critical job should start later for later. So if it is very important like shutdown or some job has to be done in an urgent basis, that job should be started during the lockdown or after the lockdown if necessary. And number two, we have to do some preventive measures before opening our company. So first of all, we have to make clear that disinfection and sterilization should be done across our companies and sites on daily basis. This is very important, guys, because a lot of people may come in and go, and we don't know this virus where it lies or where it isn't. So these disinfections might clean it in a minute, so we can have a safe workplace if this is done regularly. And also we should have a sanitizer in place, not for only for the office staff, also for the worker people or the frontline people who are working. And also the soap solution with water should be made available all the time for the people to have a regular hand wash. This is very regular. And social distancing is very important. Social distancing is we can do during the work phase to the frontline people, but what about the office staff? So what we can do, we can have a little bit distance between each tables in the office, and if possible we can bring additional containers in the office or additional workplace. We can shift some of the people who are congested inside one room, we can shift them to some other room so that the social distance may be created, and this may limit the spread of coronavirus. Also during office phase, we have to have mask and gloves all the time. So mask and gloves is very important, guys, not only when we visit outside, also in the office it is very important. So it is very good to have mask and gloves, and we have to make sure it is available to all people, even to the frontline workers. And we have to have a stay home process if it is if we have sick. So this should be encouraged among the workers. For that we need to create awareness training before opening the company to advise all the people from the top level to the bottom level people to say something if they feel sick. And temperature check should be done on daily basis to all the staffs who is entering our premises. So how we can do that? We will have a infrared forehead thermometers. It's widely available nowadays. We can have it for our company, and we can check temperature on daily basis. And visual check is also done if we see someone might be sick, so we can see and we can find them, or we can encourage our friends to identify someone if they feel sick. So if it does, we can transport that people to the hospital, nearest hospital, so that we can have a treatment. And posters should be pasted all around the company site. posters which indicate emergency contact numbers to whom should be contacted in case of any sick person identified. And remote work is also one of the very important things which should be encouraged. Non-essential people can work from home. They need not to come, because minimize the workforce may increase the chances of survival. This is one of the things. And when it comes to the preparedness, so we have to make sure a lot of things made available. Whenever we are transporting some workers to the company, usually we use buses, cabs for the people. Make sure the seats should be occupied in a limited person. For example, one person per seat. That is very good. Actually, we are following in our company right now. So that is also very good. We have by this we can have a greater social distance in the workplace. So, and most of all, these cabs, these cars and all should have a limited person on board. For example, with driver we should have only 4 person in the car. That would be very good. Or if possible, we can have a cover sheet which can isolate the front board people from the back board. Then if anyone has anything from the back, it cannot be contacted to the front side people who are sitting in the front row. So this is also one of the great things which we have implemented in our company. I believe if you can do the same thing, definitely it will create some differences for sure. And also standby vehicle should be made ready for 24/7 if the work is ongoing, because if we feel or if we see any people are sick, so we need to have them hospitalized as soon as possible. At that time, if we find for a vehicle, it should be made available. That would be a great thing. And those who are transporting those victims should be trained as well as how they can get the guy to the hospital safely. For that vehicle, definitely the sheet is very important, because the sick person maybe in the back seat should not have some spread on the driver, so that sheet may provide a good cover for the driver. That is very important. If we find anyone sick in our work site, we have to have informed the authorities first, and we have to identify the primary and secondary contacts. That is very important, guys, in breaking the chain. If we identify the primary and secondary contacts, we can have them isolated as well, and if possible we can take a check for them. I mean, the nasal check and PCR check. There are a lot of checks available, I think, for the corona right now. We can do that, and by this we can make sure that guys are safe. That's it. And also we can isolate them for some days. I mean, 14 days, 21 days, 28 days, depend upon their symptoms. So next, the staff distribution. There should be a staff in a company who can coordinate with the local police department, transportation department, ambulance, as well as hospital. So there should be a guy, and that guy should be contacted if anyone find or fell sick. And also there's one more thing which I feel personally is avoid biometrics. Biometrics is used for attendance on daily basis, so we have to touch a fingerprint. So each and everyone touches the same places where the virus can spread very easily. So what we have to do, this can be avoided in these cases now until this spread of coronavirus is minimized. And shift timing can be changed for the people. So the best thing is we can have 2 shift timing, from morning to afternoon one team and afternoon to evening second team. If we do that, definitely the spread among the people may be minimized, because we can shift some of the people in the day and some of the people in the afternoon. So if this is done, definitely there's going to be a big breakthrough in the spread. And also the people who are visiting our site, mainly the subcontractors, visitors, vendors, these peoples these people are very dangerous people. We don't know where they are coming from. So what we have to do, we have to check their temperature in the first place. If we check their temperature, and we have to ask some questions like in the past 14 days or 21 days where they have visited. We have to check there should not be any visit made in the hotspot zone of the COVID-19, and also contact with COVID-19 people should not be made. So these kind of check, definitely we have to ask the third party people, visitor, vendors and subcontractors. And earlier I said one thing, if the shift timing is not possible, definitely we have to see where people are accumulated a lot. Definitely lunchtime. The lunchtime will be common for all people. So what we have to do, lunchtime can be separated in sections. For example, in a site there might be n number of jobs going on simultaneously, so all people will come together during lunchtime. So what we can do, break the lunchtime. One team can come up this time and another team can come in next time. So the people together can be avoided. So by this the chain will be broken very easily and spread may be minimized by these things. One of the important departments in the company which is dealing with highly dangerous, which is a logistic department, because logistics department they are going outside, taking materials from different kind of places and taking people's and like this. So we have to strictly warn those logistic department people, I mean involved, to be very careful in these things, never to remove the mask and gloves at any times. If possible, have clear glasses so that it is also useful in avoiding the spread, because one of the way of routes of entry is through eyes as well. So if you have a glass or a face shield, a face visor, which is available nowadays in plenty in minimum amounts, so we can use that one to minimize the spread as well. So avoid personal meetings. That is also one of the important things. How we can do that? We can have the communication via emails, video calls, video conferencing. By this we can avoid any personal meeting. Actually, in our company, what we have implemented, even permit to work system we have done through online. Before it was through offline. We have to have a write somewhere and handing the documents, and all documents should be sent through, scanned and sent through email. That would be very great, because coronavirus can be in the paper as well. So if we hand this paper to someone else, might be there is a chance those guys may have the virus, they may contact with the virus. So if we scan and send the virus over the email, that would be very great, and we can avoid it for spreading the virus. So 6 feet distance is very important. 6 feet distance is recommended worldwide. So if we follow that in the office, definitely it would be a good one. And moreover, there is one more thing, there should not be any rumors and false information. Don't trust any false information or rumors. Sources like WHO, CDC and Health Ministry guidelines would be very appropriate and very perfect to follow, and I believe that would be an accurate result for all of us. And I request all people not to mislead anyone or not to give any false hope, misinformation, false information. Rumors should be avoided at any cost. And last, we have to have TBT on daily basis. TBT stands for Toolbox Talks. It's actually a small briefing we give before starting our job. In TBT, we have to advise people to have plenty of waters at regular intervals, and we have to advise the people to come forward and report if anyone feels sick, and if other may feel sick, we have to report very immediately. As soon as possible we identify the situation, we can have it solved as soon as possible. And sanitizer, hand wash should be made available and should be used in regular intervals. Gloves and masks should be available to all employees at all time. That is important. And social distances should be maintained. If anyone feels sick, they should be at home all the times. And healthy food should be had, and good hygienic should be maintained. Temperature check on daily basis, as I said earlier, is very important. And public places should be avoided. Avoid crowded places. Supermarkets, if you can go to the supermarkets in less crowd time, we can utilize that one. That is also very useful. And we have to avoid contact with sick people. If we see someone sick, we cannot and we should not go nearby to them. Even if we have to go, we should have a proper coverings, face mask, gloves, and glasses we can put to avoid contact with those people. Also, if we have to sneeze or cough, we can do it by using a tissue, and we can dispose it in a dustbin. Also, we can do like this, which minimize the spread of this virus if we have it. And thanks guys for watching this one. If you have any clarifications on this what I have said so far, you can comment below. And thanks for watching guys.